Hi there, Joseph here. I'd like to talk to you about how you can be free of fear and anxiety and be confident in any situation. You see, I'm going to go all out and say anxiety and fear is actually your friend. Now I know that sounds completely foreign because it doesn't make us feel good, and a true friend wouldn't do that. Wouldn't make us feel anxiety or fear. But you see, anxiety and fear is ultimately a protection mechanism from your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is always trying to protect you, and for some reason it thinks that there's something to be fearful or anxious about when it comes to doing something. So what we have to understand is that when our mind and our body gives us those anxious thoughts, feelings, and also the behaviors, including the fear, we have to put our attention on our desires of how we'd like to be different. In other words, it's your responsibility that as soon as you get them, to focus on how you'd like to be different. So you're no longer playing into the anxiety, you're no longer giving it life. So if we consider anxiety and fear as our friend, we can become one with it and direct it to a new future, a new opportunity. So let's just say there's something in your life where you'd like to be more confident. It could be in work, it could be in your health, it could be in your relationships, it could be in any situation. And what I'd like you to do is consider that certain situation. Now I know that you may have anxiety or fear attached to it, but I want you to put your attention on the successful completion of achieving this situation, your desired outcome. So you see, when we do that, we're changing our focus. We're putting our focus away from anxiety and fear and putting our attention and intention on our desires. Now you might be thinking, well, that sounds too easy. Well, it can take a while to implement this. You see, anything you do over a given amount of days or a period of time will become an unconscious habit. So as soon as you get that anxious or fear coming into your life, when you change your attention, you put your focus on your desired outcome, you're telling your unconscious mind that this is the new strategy, this is the new way of how you're going to act and react in situations. So you're actually educating your biological body to be free of those negative thoughts and emotions and even behaviors. But to add things further and to make it easier for you, I'd like you to consider a few times in the past where maybe you felt anxious doing something, but you had the most successful completion and achievement. So maybe at first it was a bit anxious, or you felt anxiety, but in the end, once you achieved it, you felt amazing. Or there could be situations where you just achieved something and you felt so good at really getting that achievement and that success, that happiness, that confidence. So go ahead and think of a situation like that. Now what I'd like you to do is consider one of those times and consider what was present at that time when you had that successful completion. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? And how were you acting and reacting? What was your internal dialogue? And you see, this is the successful strategy we want to actually get in your future. Because I know that you've had times in your life where you've been successful. It could be from the small things, it could be from the massive things what you didn't think you could do, but you did it. Because in our life, in our history, there will be wonderful times, and we've got them readily available. So go ahead and consider one of those times where you felt absolute achievement and you had all the resources you needed and what you would like to have in a future situation. And consider those. And then as you do that, see yourself in the future, where in the past you maybe have anxiety. Maybe yesterday you had anxiety about thinking about doing this thing. But this time, see yourself with those resources. See yourself with those thoughts and feelings and behaviors like you had when you had that successful situation. So that successful situation we're actually planting into your future. Go ahead and imagine that in your mind. And as you do that, see yourself going through the whole situation exactly how you'd like to be. Even if there's something which could go wrong, you see yourself easily and effortlessly overcoming it with confidence and competence, with courage. See yourself expanding your comfort zone and really growing as a person. And as you do that, to add a final step to it, ask yourself this wonderful question. What can I learn from this situation? What can I learn about this future situation which will allow me to go through it in a far more effortless way? How can I do this in the most wonderful way? You see, when we ask questions like that, what can we learn and how can we be different, we're asking our unconscious mind to search for the answer. Because when you think about anxiety and fear, we're thinking, well, I don't want this to happen, I don't want that to happen, I don't want to look silly, I don't want to fail, I don't want to be rejected. When we have those thoughts and we have those feelings, we're telling our unconscious mind to look for more things like that. But this way, by asking how you can be different and what you can learn from this, you're telling your unconscious mind the new strategy, let alone seeing yourself how you would like to be. That way you're giving your unconscious mind the strategy which has worked in the past and can work with you in the future. In any situation, even if that past situation is completely different, you've done it successfully in the past and we're just applying it into the future situation. Now, by spending time with this, so you may be doing this for 5-10 minutes every day just before you go to sleep or just before you wake up. Well, not just before you wake up, you're still asleep, but when you've just woken up. And that way, you're telling your unconscious mind this new strategy, that this is a communication that you'd like to have your mind and body. And this way, we're educating our friend. We're educating that anxiety and fear to act and react in a way which is still safe. So we're still keeping the protection mechanism, but we're doing it where you're being resourceful and you're applying the right strategy. By doing this consistently, you will see some wonderful opportunities begin to happen. You'll feel more confident, you'll feel more grounded and more secure in who you are, and then you'll be expanding your model of the world, you'll be expanding your comfort zone, so future situations, you'll know that this is the right strategy, and your unconscious mind will know this too. And it'll think, well, I'm going to do it automatically for you. Therefore, you don't have to consciously do it all the time. But as soon as you do this consciously, for a period of a few days, maybe a week or two, you'll be telling your unconscious mind, this is the new way of being. This is your new criteria of being the real you. And in time, your unconscious mind will fully absorb it and take it on unconsciously. Because that's what it does. It runs and works through habitual processes. So the more times you do this strategy, it will take it on and allow you to have that confidence and that competence in any situation, because the learnings protect you. When you're imagining it in your mind, you're telling your unconscious mind, this is the way. And you do away with fear and anxiety. So that's a wonderful tip to being confident in any situation. You've just got to apply it in your life, practice it out, and notice what happens. I know that you're going to see some massive changes. So till next time, I speak to you very, very soon. Many thanks and goodbye.